I look super fat. Is there an audience? Yeah. I can see the shelf over there now. The shelf. Slimer. And there's a Jurassic Park thing. And there's a shelf with a way in the back next to the ceiling. Yeah. Wow. My eyes. Staring at the lights now. Is that what that is? A lot of cords dangling. Looks like a thing full of shotgun shells. Weird snuff film. They're not a true fan then. I figured you were doing something with it. Everything's working. All our mics are on. All right. As I'll ever be.
All the cinephiles, freaks, and weirdos, tape heads, ghouls, and ghosts love to tune in and listen to Psychotronic Coast to Coast. Skin Slip and Owen Neal are going to reveal their thoughts on movies that most people don't dare to watch. Psychotronic. Psychotronic. Psychotronic.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Especially since almost half the on-screen text was laid over white clothing, white clouds. I bought I bought it for $1 years ago. It was in a box. It was at a movie store in a box of movies that nobody wants to buy. Yep. Con. What is her name? Yes. Cynthia Khan. The back says former supermodel turned gangster. Like either she was extremely bored with being supermodel, so she became a gangster, or being a gangster pays a lot more than being a supermodel. I, I think it'll show up on Storage Wars. Bidding on this unit full of money. I just envision a pallet with money. I don't know. I envisioned it as stacks of money that was just wrapped in clear plastic, so you could clearly see what it was. I'd throw it in loose, swim in it. Probably just all paper cuts, though. That's what would result in that. Anyways, gross. So we watched the movie. Yeah. So we were introduced to the thief first. She's stealing from, were they monks? Fighting monks? She gets caught in the monks. Yeah. And she gets caught, a little bit of action, and then she runs. And she runs very weird. We don't know why. Maybe she was injured at some point. I don't know. I don't want to make fun of it, but she runs with her feet like this. Visually, it was interesting because she's wearing like bright red, which is probably not the best thing to be thieving, stealing it stuff in. And they're all wearing their bright yellow. So it's them running across like an expansion bridge. And it's like all of them too. It's a sea of yellow behind her. And then she steals a bike. And our great version of English written on the bottom said, "That's my car," as she stole his bike, which made me laugh. But then apparently all the monks had bikes. So there was a big bike chase with awkward music playing as they go down like a clearly empty overpass. But it looked cool because she's wearing red in the front and there's just a bunch of yellow behind her. And she gets on a helicopter. She escapes, but if I understood it right, it was a little hard to read because it was in the white clouds. But I'm pretty sure she did not steal what was there because they saw her. Since she was seen, she didn't steal it. I don't know. Because the guy said shit. I know that much. He's like, shit. Usually you don't say shit. It'd be like, here, I got it. But yeah. But yeah, she makes it away, and then we cut to a police station where confusion starts setting out on my part because she has long hair, and then there's a girl with short hair, and you say they're the same person, but I'm still not sure if they are the same person. Because I swear the girl with short hair was shown in the beginning, and it didn't show up till the end. No, there was another one in the police station I thought was short hair. Whatever. She's given an assignment. She needs to follow him 24/7. And then for some reason she gets a cab instead of having her own car with a wacky cab driver. I'm still thinking the short-haired woman is a different woman because I'm almost positive the fake reporter, the main girl, is at the end fighting along with her. I'm almost positive. Anyway, she gets in the cab breaks down. There's some wacky scenes. And it cuts back to okay. See, that's where I was being confused. Because I swear the short haired girl was in the beginning at the cop station. Yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of scenes in here where we kind of droned out because there's like 30 minutes of confusion. Yeah, yeah. Because she goes up to the gangsta, I guess she is, according to the back, and says she wants to do an interview with her because she's a supermodel, and then she runs off because there's people after her, and we don't know why. Because she doesn't even turn on her boss till the end. It says on the back that she betrays her boss, but that's not till the end. So I don't know why there's people after her. so so yeah, they break down. They're chilling, goofing off. She eventually makes it to a hotel room, refuses to pay the guy, but he seemingly just hangs outside and waits. So I don't. It was he undercover too? I mean, the back calls him a taxi driver, but we can't really go by that because later he's throwing punches and all kinds of crazy crap. Just along for the ride, I guess. Because he's always like, "Hey, you need me? Just page me." She's like, I don't need you," but then she steals his cab. Anyways, there's some point in there yeah, but somewhere before that, a gangster turns on her and the boss, and they're like, "You'll never make it out of here." Yep. But you're jumping way ahead though. But right before that, the thief pulls up in a Trans Am, walks in a building, and apparently steals an artifact from a museum. It, it looked like a house. I'm pretty sure there was couches and like a bed in there. and then and then bad guys show up, the ones that are trying to kill her, and we still don't know why they're trying to kill her because she has not turned on her boss at this point, but people want her dead. And then you get that car chase. Then you get that car chase, and then there's like I guess it's gonna be a handoff where she's showing up with whatever she stole in a bag, but then just a crap load of people show up. There was a point where we kept cutting back to this guy wearing a bandana with a cigarette in his ear. I don't know. I thought he was a limo driver because he was holding a sign with someone's name on it. He never picked anyone up that I knew. At one point, it cuts to him fighting, a black dude in a ring and losing, and then they run away, which is run by the guy that had like the leather coat and the pedo mustache, who I assume was a main gangster bad guy, because he's in the end too. Yeah, it was a little thinner than that. Yeah. He he I don't know what his gang was, but I'm pretty sure the logo was like some gold sun because at one point he had it on a jacket and then he had it on a hat and it stuck out like a sore thumb. Nah, nah, he was the main bad guy. He was running an underground fighting ring. Cops don't do that. So apparently that bandana guy's a cop because he also shows up at the end. The whole end is a weird cluster of gunfights and fist fights. Because you have her showing up with a stolen item. She's gonna hand it off. Someone else shows up, steals it. A bunch of people come in, and they just start everyone's shooting everybody. Who knows who's bad? I mean, I guess they're all bad except for the main maybe two cop women. And that guy, and then some reason the taxi guy's there. He's like, yeah, I'll punch some bad guys. Why not? So it's just a whole barrage of people being shot. The main woman's in the house for a while shooting people. I'm pretty positive the short girl is someone else who starts showing up just kicking people. She did a lot of wire work, and it was weirdly cut to where like she's kicking a guy, and then all of a sudden she's hanging off something, and then like it. I think it was a mix of weird cut and maybe some sped up too, like where she jumped down and she's like starting to jump down, and also she's like, whoop, and she's on the ground. But even that fight was weird. It was her versus that the black dude again. Black guy's losing. Yeah, whenever you need a muscular goon, I guess. Yeah. But he's getting his butt kicked by her, so he gets in a car and leaves the other guy. And then he goes over. See, this is where I'm saying, like, he drives over and starts fighting the main cop girl. And then the short-haired girl shows up. So they're both fighting him. And then there's a weird scene where he gets kicked, and he kind of just sits on his knees and puts his neck on a bar, and then he goes, ugh. I'm like, were they apparently forgot to speed up that part. And no, no, no. So there was a plane chase too. The main guy, the thief's boss gets shot up in the plane. And then the other guy has a like grenade launcher. He shoots one grenade and hits a little village where the other people were fighting, and it blows the entire village up with one thing. I don't know. There's fuel stored down there or what, but everything blows up.
Properties. Am I working now? Why wasn't that working? What the fuck? Oh, to the asshole who just like sat here for 10 minutes and then left, you should have said something, you dumb prick. Not you, the person who's here to tell me. Thank you, Chasher. Alright, we gotta do the whole fucking thing all over again. Fuck, shit, god damn it. Stop the recording. Lovely. Awesome. I wish someone would have told me sooner.
I told you to check it.
It looked like it was working. Nothing was wrong. Last time it was because I had it muted. I don't know why it changed, magically changed my audio setting. That was the problem. I know, you just got here. Some other person was watching earlier and didn't say anything. Just sat, just probably downvoted like, that guy. Hey, Wolfden. God damn it. I don't have the energy for this. Okay, no one responded. No one said anything on Twitter. I was double checking. I was like, did someone tell me on Twitter or something? I didn't see it. Nope, no one said anything on Twitter. Cool. That's cool. It's all good. Whatever. I have to use the restroom before we do another. And I have to finish. I have to kill this, like, really hellacious cottonmouth I've got going. All that awesome knowledge I dropped and no one heard it. Yeah, about 35 minutes. That's how long we're streaming for. Yeah, 34 and some change. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. If it's even open. I don't know. I'm not gonna rush anybody. Nope, no bathroom for me. So we're just gonna do this. We're gonna skip the intro music. I will make a reference to it. You should just chop it off.
Right.
And you know, pop it in the recording. It'll be a lot longer than the 25 minutes we were going for. Get situated so I don't squeak so fucking much. All right.
Should drop your knowledge at the beginning.
What's that?
Should drop your knowledge at the beginning.
I should. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Oh, hold on. I wanted to open this now so it won't be like a calamity midstream or something. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to another Psychotronic Coast to Coast. I'm your host, Skin Slip, and I'm here with, of course, the ever-bearded Owen Neal, until one day he shows up without a beard, and then we'll be like, ah, naked face!
Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Alright, so today we watched Angel on Fire, which I hear is a film that cashes in on the Angel series, which as far as I can understand is The Angels 2, and Angels Inferno, but someone needs to correct me in the description or the chat, because finding information about these movies is super fucking hard. They got rid of a lot of the information you would get from these movies you'd find in the in the forums and IMDb, but they got rid of those last year. So a lot of information is just gone. So, it's hard to track these things down, but this movie was made during a boom period in Hong Kong cinema. From between like the early '80s to the mid '90s, there's a boom, and like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies came out. The vast majority of them are these action films made with low budgets and no stunt and very little stunt people and no permissions and no oversight, no unions, and some of them are wild and insane. Like there's a movie called Avenging Fist, which started production as, no joke, Tekken the movie, and the movie starts off like a fight. It's very Tekken-like with characters that look like they're kind of from Tekken. Anyway, that's the kind of wild shenanigans that were going on. So, by the way, Namco found out about that, and I think it was Namco. That's who makes Tekken? Anyway, they found out about it, cease and desist. They changed parts of the plot and the script and changed the way some people looked, and they just continued on with the movie. It has no relation to Tekken. It's just really, it's like watching Street Fighter the movie, right? It's in name only. It's got the characters, but they're doing some wildly different thing. Anyway, Avenging Fist. It's actually on Netflix of all places. You should check that one out. A recommendation. Anyway, I'm babbling because I'm high as fuck. So, Owen, why don't you take it away with the plot? We'll get on. Let's go to this movie.
All right. We're introduced to the main thief. She's stealing from some Shaolin monks. There's a crazy foot chase across the bridge and a bicycle chase, nonetheless, which ends with her escaping on a helicopter. And then we're introduced to some police who are talking about the fact that thieves are now escaping on helicopters. This is some next level shit here. I mean, they didn't say that, but that's pretty much what they were implying.
Do you know, it was very hard to read a lot of the subtitles in the movie because it's white on white on white. Yeah. It's really, and it's low quality because it's obviously like it's that DVD that he's got there, but like, you know.
I got DVD.
It's the Dicing DVD, but like it's been copied and moved around YouTube a few times, so it's not doing so hot. We watched the
Wu-Tang collection,
which is a YouTube channel that uploads these pirate movies basically on YouTube. But these movies, find it. I have a link in the description to that DVD. If you want to pay $20 for it, it's probably beat up. It's a used copy, by the way. New copies are a lot more, like $50. So I was like, it's on YouTube. Let's watch the YouTube version.
I found it in the wild for $1.
And it was 10 minutes longer, so I thought it was a different cut. So we watched the YouTube version. Turns out it's just the extra scenes, like alternate takes or outtakes that are at the end.
Yeah, I could have had an English dub and knew a little more what was going on.
Or less. It may have been a completely different story. You never know.
Maybe. But yeah, they obviously know it's not just your common thief. It's next level gangster activity.
Former supermodel, man.
Yeah. Well, they don't know that yet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, they do, because they're like, hey, you need to tail this person. So maybe they have the hint. Like, it kind of looks like that supermodel. I'm like, But yeah, apparently former supermodel turned gangster. She does ask her, like, she pretended to be that she works for a magazine and asked for an interview, and she runs off and some people chase her. Not a lot of fighting yet, a couple kicking here and there, but nothing too crazy yet. This is where it kind of gets a little muddied because it jumps around a lot. It's just like she shows up and meets a cab driver and the cab breaks down, so there's some wacky antics with them and breaking down. She's running away from people that are chasing her. Why are these people chasing her? We don't know. And at some point it cuts to a guy waiting, holding a sign with a name on it. And then he's driving and ripping open something and laughing at it. And then next thing you know, he's in an underground fighting rink with the main bad guy watching over. He's getting his butt kicked, so he runs away. It's all very confusing the way it's just jumping around. It's trying to introduce us to all these characters. with a big end sequence, but it didn't do it well.
Yeah. It wasn't coherent in its current form. There was a lot of editing issues with like the fight sequences, and other parts of the movie were kind of weird, like why is this scene here type thing, you know?
The
A lot
thief,
of talking heads.
The thief is with her boss. Someone comes in to deliver something, and another guy kicks him and steals it. And they're like, you're a traitor, and he leaves. So now there's like another bad guy added onto it. There's just layers of bad guy that doesn't like this bad guy, doesn't like this bad guy.
Yeah.
Which all comes into play at the end in a kind of a clusterfuck. But the thief now pulling up in her sweet Trans Am. We have to mention it. Just walks into a building, picks something up, and goes to leave. Apparently, she just robbed a museum. It's just that fucking
Some
easy.
dude's living room, but yeah, it's a museum, totally. Remember, low budget, shot on the fly, you know, no permits.
I mean, I'm gonna assume the back is wrong. The back says museum. I'm assuming that's the wrong part.
I bet she's robbing the the guy who's trying to kill her. I bet you that's why he's trying to kill her, and that's why those guys show up and chase her because she just stole from him. I think you're right. I think the back's wrong. I think that's what's actually happening. So
yeah.
Anyway,
this leads to a chase. She takes off. She jumps in the guy's cab, tries to drive away. He jumps on top of it. Then there's a random store bank robbery. So now there's a car chase within a car chase. And then there's a scene where she's in between the bad guy's van from the robbery and the cops trying to stop the robbery. And they're just shooting over the top of this poor cabbie.
And not minding any pedestrians or innocent bystanders.
Yeah. The cops are like, hey, there's a guy hanging on this cab. We shouldn't shoot over him. And it was hard to read because, again, it was kind of white text on white background. But I'm pretty sure he said either speed up or slow down, do something. Because they're just in between this gunfight. And eventually he gets knocked into the van, beats them up. The van crashes. He thwarted a bank robbery. But at some point, he catches up with her. There's the big meeting. We'll just jump to the end at this point because it's
a bunch of talking heads in the middle.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's a bunch of little talking heads in the middle, honestly. And it all blends together because it's just incredibly boring, honestly. No offense. Oh, dude, but we gotta. When did the grenade launcher? Is that the end?
That's at the end. That's
oh god, we gotta talk about that. Keep going.
So the thief shows up.
Make the whole fucking movie worth it, by the way.
She's got whatever she stole. It seems gonna be a handoff, and then just a lot of shit kicks off. A bunch of people come in. Everybody's shooting everybody.
Yes.
She runs off with the item. The thief does. Get the girl there. The cop pretending to be the reporter. There's people being kicked. Everyone's being shot. Plane chase. The thief's main boss gets killed.
The plane chase is really boring, by the way, because plane chases are boring when they don't include like missiles and rockets being shot at each other, you know.
But he does shoot a noob tube and blows up an entire village.
Yeah, it blows up one building, and it's like a chain reaction. All the buildings start blowing up, and it's like those poor people.
And that's where the fighting's going on, because it cuts the ground, and there's no one fighting, and then we had some confusion because a short-haired woman shows up, and you thought it was the same woman, but they're not. We figured that out. But so she shows up, starts fighting the African gentleman who was in the underground street fighting part we breezed over briefly with the apparently cop that had the bandana and cigarette in his ear, because he's also at this giant brawl. And then the cabbie's also there. I don't remember when he showed up, but he's also punching people. It's just going nuts. And then apparently at some point the plane lands, because then that guy's the main guy with the little mustache and the leather coat is fighting him and shooting his grenade launcher at him.
repeatedly,
And
and
then the
blowing up
scene,
buildings left and right with it. By the way,
and then he seems to have
this
him.
whole sequence here with the rocket launcher blowing. That's one like the end sequence of the movie starts kicking off, and you're just like, it gets real. It's so crazy, off the walls and bananas that it makes the movie worth it. Just watching that end sequence, this end sequence here.
And the guys on the good guys on the ground, bad guy standing over him, gun pointing at him. It seems like it's curtains for him, but now he shoves his gun into the grenade launcher and shoots the grenade in it, and just completely blows the bad guy up into nothing, just bits of goo. And he's fine.
He's just fine because remember he's laying on the ground because that saves you.
Wrestling rules.
What? I literally lost my shit at this point. I just burst out laughing and said that made this whole movie worth it. Just watch this guy explode for no reason.
Yeah, I call them wrestling rules. He's doing the moves, therefore he doesn't get hurt.
Yep, he's got plot armor while it's happening.
But that was fantastic, and that's not even the end of the movie. There's still more fighting going on. There's still more.
Still Cynthia Khan versus the African American gentleman, fight sequence.
There was like 2 fight sequences. First is the short-haired woman beating the crap out of him. So he bails. He gets in a red 80s Mustang, little hatchback thing.
Little fox bodies.
Drives away, leaving his buddy. He's like, you deal with it. And then he shows up and fights Cynthia. I don't know why. He just left. And then the short-haired woman comes in and they have a fight. And then he gets kicked and he literally like kneels down, puts his head on a bar and goes, ugh.
I think the idea is that he got kicked and then died. He just laid down and died.
Like his neck. I thought maybe it was supposed to be he got kicked and the force was so hard he broke his neck when he hit the bar.
I think it was supposed to be that, but what it comes off as is he died and laid his head gently on the bar. That's what it came off as.
Yeah. So then they start taking off because they're still trying to get the thief, and she meets up with the thief. Cynthia does, and she gets mowed down. The thief gets mowed down.
Yeah.
Just eats a bunch of bullets. She hands the item off, whatever she stole, to the cop before she dies. And then, what happened? I think some more people got shot and killed, and some more people got punched.
I don't know. All the cool shit happened. We just mentioned, and then some other shit happened, and the movie ended. Like that's really what happened. Some shit happened. Everyone lived happily ever after. The end.
She got whatever the item was. Whatever.
Who fucking cares? We're all talking about the part where the guy blew up the other guy with a rocket launcher at point blank range by shooting it with
his own gun.
Oh my god. That's such a perfect thing to follow a hot ticket to Hawaii with, because it happened in that too. You've got the pair to compare them up to, and you just heard it here now. The moment we came up with it while recording this live. It's why these stupid.
It was out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
It's just like, blink, chink.
So.
Boom.
And with that wraps Angel on Fire, and then there's a bunch of stuff post credit, which is like kind of alternate sequences, kind of deleted sequences. It's weird. Anyway, may have just been the movie looped around again.
I do want to mention just the fantastic English writing of when she stole the bike, and the guy said, "My car."
Oh, and there's a lot of stuff that's get on the car instead of get in the car. That's said like 3 or 4 times.
And I think they said the helicopter was a car as well.
Yes,
but then later they said helicopter.
And helicopter was spelt wrong. There was a helicopter instead of a helicopter.
Helicopter?
Yeah, exactly. A helocopter.
Classic.
So next week, or the next time we shall meet, which hopefully will be next week, is this movie from Indonesia called The Final Score. This is from a company called OMG Entertainment. In fact, I backed the Kickstarter for their second movie called The Last Hunter, which we'll also be covering on this channel at some point. Here, I'm going to read the back of this because this is just... I've never seen this. This is new for everyone. Chris Mitchum is decorated with Vietnam War veteran Richard Brown, who's relocated his family to Indonesia for a comfortable living. His peaceful fantasy is abruptly interrupted by a gang of criminals who rape and murder his wife and children. Wait, so they rape the children, or do they just murder the children? Do they rape the wife and then murder her, and then rape the children and murder her? Or do they rape both and then murder both? Do they like what? What?
I guess we'll find out.
I know. This is a horrifying thought. Now he vows revenge and will stop at nothing until he gets it. Very simple plot, right? From director Arizal comes this wildly insane Indonesian action film presented for the first time on DVD. It's called Wildly Insane. Now, Large William and the Samurai from The Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema, who was a big inspiration for doing the show in the first place. They do a commentary on this, and I guess they covered this on. They basically found a VHS of the stabilizer or this or whatever, and that's what piqued the interest of this. But I've yet to see this. I'm looking forward to this insanity. This is limited. This is a limited edition of 60. I got number 20, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to the final Hunter coming in.
Speaking of final score,
Hunter. Yeah,
we didn't really give one, Frank.
I give it 3.5 rocket jumps. There you go, out of 5. Yeah.
I'd probably go 2, maybe.
That fucking dude, that scene, I was like sold. The action sequences aren't bad; they're just weirdly edited. You know?
Yeah, it's just the beginning. It's like 30 minutes of it just jumps around, and you're just like.
The whole movie jumps around, though. I mean, and then this becomes talking heads, and then a bunch of action happens. You're like, holy fuck, that was worth it at the end. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's everything. Yeah.
Go watch it.
Go watch
it. It's on
it.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. You have no excuse. I'll put it in the doobly-doo on the video that goes up, obviously. And that'll wrap it up for this week, guys. Any last words?
Nope.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Peace.